Now, how do you actually deploy the test or quiz that you've exported into Blackboard from Respondus? So here I am, I've logged in and I've picked the course that I have it in, and I put it in the course intro. And again, sometimes more than other days it takes more patience. And it should be right here. Again, have patience, I know. It's not always my best. So you can see here it is. There's a Respondus test. Here's the one that I did. So these are all example test ones that I've been creating. You'll notice that right now it's grayed out. So let's go do a couple things first. Let's go edit the test options. Because you've deployed it, but it's not available for the students yet. You have to do more than just deploy. Alright, right here under descriptions, this is where you need to put your instructions. You will be given, let's say, 3 attempts quiz. To help you with this quiz. I advise you do a spell check, because I'm horrible about that, and it'll find it there. Show test description. Open in a new window. Make the link available. Create a new announcement. Set the number of attempts. You don't have to do this. You can leave it at 1 if you want to. You can set it to 2 if you want to. You can set it to 10. You can have it as open as much as you want. This is all going to be your personal choice. I usually find anywhere between 2 and 5 chances. 3 max is usually my preference, but it's your class, you decide. To give the kids a chance to actually read the questions, because we all know sometimes we will read a question and we don't quite understand it, and then after we go through it, we realize, oh, I know. That kind of takes away that high stress. So give them at least 2. They have that option to go back and make it better. Forced completion. I like to use that particular option because I like to force them to actually complete what they start. Display date, you do not have to set this if you have display dates set on the folder that it's saved into. Alright, so if you have a folder set up and you put the start dates for it, you do not have to set them here. That's a little time-saving tip that I've learned after going through and setting multiple, trying to remember what the dates were, going back and looking and seeing what did I set the date for that particular folder, and then I found out you don't have to do that. Password, you can require a password, whatever you want to use. If you're trying to do a controlling, maybe I used to use this as a way to check to see who was here. The first 20 minutes of class was quiz time. So they would come in, and the only way they could take the quiz is they had to get the password for me. Add user or group. If you have your classes broken up into groups, you could specifically release this test only to one group. So you may have your class broken up into 4 separate groups. You could set that there. Due date. This is another one that's an option for you. I do kind of like to set this one. So let's say I'm going to say it's Friday, and do not let them accept it. Don't ever use any time between the time of 11 p.m. and like 1 a.m. is your due dates, because that's typically going to be rollover times for any kind of updates in Blackboard. So pick any other time. Just do not do it any time between that 11 p.m. and that 1 a.m. time frame. So make it another. My favorite to use is like 5 a.m. You must tell it to include the test and the score. And then here's where you have your options. I like to keep it after submission, score per question, and I like to show them the incorrect questions. So it doesn't show them the right ones, it just shows the ones that they missed. It doesn't tell them what the answer is, it just tells them they missed it. You can do it all at once. I like to do one at a time. I like to prohibit backtracking. That means after they've answered it, they can't go back. And until it randomize. Always do the randomize option if you don't do anything else. That way everybody's taking the same test, but they're given the questions in different orders and the answers are in different order. And hit submit. Have a little patience where it pops up. There it goes. And now you notice it's no longer grayed out. You can also go in and edit the test. And let's say, because right now they're 1 points each, I'm going to tell it to select all, and I'm going to say let's make them 5 points each. And update. And so now it's updatable. Again, I could do the update again, and I could say maybe I want it to be 7. So if you're using that as your way of keeping track of everything. And that helps you get to, let's say, your 100 points. Or you can do the math, and you can go on the calculator and figure out what it's going to be, whatever your point system you're going to use. And yes, you can come in here and edit individual questions. Here. Because, like, for an example, that's actually supposed to be option 3. And so I can go and make quick corrections for something. And all I'm doing is my Control X for cut and paste. And when you're done, submit. So if you find any questions that you got some kind of minor you need to fix and you don't want to go through the whole process of uploading and doing all that again, you can make them changes here. Alright, ta-da, it's now ready to go. And that's it. So now when your students go in and take it, they can see. Now if you want to check to see what your students are going to view, click on the Go to Student View. And then it logs you in as a demo user. And you can go open that folder. And you can actually take the test like a student, and so you can actually see what it is that they're using. So you can see it the same way they're going to, and then they can go through and answer. So if you want to know what it looks like, you can do it that way. Notice that even if you don't hit the save answer, it's automatically going to save it. So I don't know, maybe I'm going to take this one. It automatically saves. You do not have to click on the save answer every time. When you hit that forward, it'll do it. And you just keep going through. When you get to the end, tell it to submit. I am actually just going to randomly go through all this. And it gives you a warning. So you can see the kids say, well, I didn't know that I did it. They gave a warning. It pops up and tells you, hey, you didn't answer. And there you go. You've created and you submitted your test to Blackboard. Now, let's say you have accidentally placed this in the wrong class. And you need to put it in the right one. And this is in the wrong one. Oh no, what do I do? How do I fix that? Simply click on your Return to Teacher View, because you're not going to be able to make any edits if you're still in Student View. Here's another hint when it pops up here in the right hand corner. Make sure the edit mode is on. I had one day where I was clicking around in here for like 5 minutes getting frustrated, and then I realized that it was off. So if it's not on, you're not going to be able to move things around. Let's go to Sandbox. Here, go find it. Again, remember what I said, patience, which is not always my best thing. Let's drop down chevron, move, and maybe this is supposed to actually be in week 1 instead of my course intro. This will pull up, course 1, submit. It will now move it. It will now no longer be in my intro. See if I scroll down, it's not there. But if I go to my week 1, it's going to be there. And there it is, and it still has all the same settings and edits that you put in there. Alright, congratulations. You should now be able to go in and create tests for respondents and for deployment into Blackboard. If you have any problems, feel free to email me or call me. Alright, happy testing.